Hi, I'm Kevin McCrea, and I'm running to end the waste, fraud, and abuse at City Hall. Our tax dollars have been wasted, and there's been an abuse of our trust. As a successful businessman who put himself through college, I understand what financial responsibility is all about. An honest, open, accountable government will allow me to lower your taxes, put in more efficient services for all of us, and to put in good neighborhood schools. Our city should have the best schools, the cleanest and safest streets, and the most honest government in the entire country. With me as your mayor, we will achieve that. First, I'd like to tell you my history. I was born in Brighton at St. Elizabeth's Hospital to William McCrea, who came from an Illinois farm to go to MIT, and Joanne Fitzgerald, a third-generation local who went to Regis College. When I was 10, my comfortable middle-class childhood changed. My parents divorced, and I moved with my brother and sister with my mother to Vermont. I didn't think of ourselves as poor, although we didn't have a TV, our clothes were hand-me-downs, and I had to use money from my paper route to buy sneakers to be on the basketball team. I had 3 pairs of pants, 2 of them with holes in them, and I remember being in math class and putting my hands over my knees because I was embarrassed by the comments of the other children. But children are resilient, and I moved on. I was a legislative page in the state legislature in Vermont. I used to play basketball at the rec center at night, dreaming of playing for the Celtics. I didn't know it then, but I realize it now, that it does take a village to raise a child. While my mom was doing her best to raise a family on her own, being both parents, she still took time to give back to the community. She taught us what it means to have dignity and respect for others and to work hard towards our goals. I've worked throughout my life to emulate my mother in this regard. During my junior year in high school, I won a competitive full tuition scholarship to Wabash College. I left high school and majored in physics and philosophy with a minor in math at Wabash College. While I was there, I was elected president of Alpha Phi Omega, the National Service Fraternity. We raised thousands of dollars for organizations like the Special Olympics. I worked in my spare time as a DJ, as a carpenter, as a painter, and typing papers for more affluent kids in my class. I was doing, like many of you, whatever it took to pay my bills. My first job out of college was working as a geophysicist for Boston College and the United States Air Force at Hanscom Field. In 1989, I started Wabash Construction with a friend of mine from college. In the past 20 years, we've built multiple Best of Boston businesses. We've specialized in historic renovations, winning awards from the National Park Service. We've won projects from the Boston Redevelopment Authority. In 2002, the Boston Redevelopment Authority awarded my company a contract to renovate 2 abandoned buildings in Roxbury. They required no affordability component. But because I care about equality for all and affordable housing for the community I serve, I put in 20% of the units as affordable housing. The project got done on time, on budget, with the proper amount of Boston and minority residents. That's what leadership is all about. Wabash cares about the community it serves. I've worked for over a decade with the New England Shelter for Homeless Veterans, helping the veterans to find full-time and part-time jobs to help them get back into the workforce. I've worked with Boston Community Capital in Dudley Square, helping to renovate abandoned buildings and provide homeownership opportunities to working-class people in the city. After Hurricane Katrina hit Louisiana, I traveled south to New Orleans to help rebuild that historic city. I volunteered for Habitat for Humanity, and I helped private homeowners in New Orleans rebuild their housing. I purchased an abandoned historic building and renovated it to provide more housing to the citizens of that city.